Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Secondary Heroes podcast. This week, we're talking about multiverses, all kinds of multiverses, just the ideas of multiverses in different fandoms that don't even have multiverses. What does that entail? Well, listen to find out. This is your host, Trevor. Joining me, as usual, is...
Hey, guys, it's Prague.
And this is Alexander Wolfgang. What's up, y'all? Multiverse in it.
Yeah, with all this multiverse fun, you have Doctor Strange. He's in bad with multiverses. There's everything everywhere all at once. And it's just a topic of, think of all the fandoms that don't have multiverses.
That could. That's free IP money right there.
But that's the weird thing. Like, isn't every movie a multiverse? It's a multiverse of our own universe. That's the way I look at it.
That's what's fun. So you might be asking yourself, wait, I thought that we've done this before. Well, there's a few caveats that come with this episode. We have done a what if episode, which is kind of the idea of what if this would happen creates a whole multiverse within that fandom. So we've done that. And also with a multiverse, it makes every hypothetical possible. So no matter what hypothetical you come up with, there's a multiverse where it exists. And then, of course, there's the idea that we're the multiverse of all these different fandoms, and we're just the Earth without any superpowers or fantasy elements or any of the fun stuff that you see depicted in fictionalized stories.
We're the multiverse where we can breathe air. Sweet. All right. We come up with the ideas for other fun multiverses. Yeah,
we're the ones that come up with those ideas.
Well, just imagine Doctor Strange shows up and he's like, okay, I need to find the version of myself in this Earth. And they're like, you're just like a comic book character? There's no real version of you.
No. He actually does find him, but he is like hanging out watching Price is Right on a Wednesday at noon.
It's just a guy.
Oh wait! I got powers.
It'd be great if it was like just Bruce Campbell and his like jockey sitting on the couch playing the role.
Him and his giant chin.
I love it. Love
that would be a multiverse right there. If Bruce Campbell was a superhero.
Yeah, I want a Bruce Campbell multiverse. Let's go. Let's do it. All right. Anyways, Trevor, not to sidetrack you.
Yes, totally sidetrack.
I like the sidetracks because that's the idea. So if you're unfamiliar with the multiverse, the idea is that everything, everywhere, all at once is possible. And the idea that even the most minute change to your daily life could be a different universe. Like, say you set your alarm for 8 a.m. and you get up with your alarm, or you put snooze for 5 minutes. Now your whole day's changed. You leave at a different time. Who knows all the interactions that you potentially caused by leaving 5 minutes later.
I'm doing that tomorrow. I'm going to do that right now.
You just don't know of the antithesis. See, that's the fun.
I could be a superhero.
Have you guys ever thought, like, or has this ever happened to you guys? Because I know it's happened to me. Like, if you were, like, 3 seconds doing something, like, if I would have decided to walk across the street and instead of just go straight and a car just comes zooming by, I could have been dead. That's a totally different universe right there where I'm now dead because I got hit by a car because I decided to walk across the street. I mean, these type of situations happen to us all the time. Now, everybody says, oh, well, God's got a plan. Is God controlling all of this stuff? See, now that's a whole nother thing too. Ooh,
no, the whole different thing of that is the idea of fate. And if there's a multiverse, you don't have fate because every single version of your decision plays out. Like, we're on this particular path and you're like, oh, you're fated to do this. But if you can do everything, every single choice you've ever made plays out, then there's no fate. You never made a decision your entire life.
Well said.
Yeah. That's so interesting because you got to think of the millions, billions, trillions, quadrillion times. Infinite. Absolute infinite. Like every second. If I didn't start talking right now, what would have happened in that situation?
Everything would have happened.
It's still bonkers to me because think about it. Like you gotta imagine, like in all these different universes, for you to exist, your grandparents, your great grandparents, your great 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 grandparents, they all had to have met at some point to make you happen.
Yeah.
Like, and
there's all kinds of universes where you don't exist.
How bizarre. But then again, then you've got the whole multiverse of madness where Doctor Strange is in every single universe. So I
Right.
don't get how that works, and maybe that's just a plot hole that we're now figuring out. At least I'm figuring it out in my own head.
He doesn't necessarily exist in every universe. He only exists in the ones that they showed us on screen.
Okay.
Yeah.
America's only been to 73. There's an infinite number.
Infinite number. Oh, it is bonkers thinking about that. Like, Star Wars could really be a thing somewhere out there.
It is, I think. I'm pretty sure. It's a long
I don't
time
even
ago.
think that's a
what told
different
us.
universe. Yeah, it's just a long
Yeah.
time ago in a galaxy far, far away. It's
Old
happening in this
universe.
timeline.
It's history. That's a documentary. I don't know if you knew this.
Because it also ties into the idea of dreams, and that a dream is just you visualizing another version of yourself.
Somewhere out
How-
there.
I've said this before, and I believe we've talked about it in another episode, in past episodes. We've talked about this, so I'm not going to go
Especially
over it
because
again.
I've been having more and more mundane dreams. Like literally, I just had a dream going into the office on like last night. It's like nothing super fun happens in my dreams.
Yeah,
So it's
mine been
even
kind of
more
mundane lately too,
legitimate.
and I think it's the effect of this, knowing that idea. I kind of went, okay.
I have these weird dreams where now if I imagine some of these dreams, if I imagine the people that are in these dreams, I'm now feeling bad for them in their universe. Like
Yeah.
being stressed out because you're married with a kid, but you still have a dream that you're dreaming that you just signed up for a 6-month contract to live on a cruise ship, and now, oh crap, your wife's gonna be pissed because now you're contracted out for 6 months somewhere else in the world.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel bad for that guy. That was a dream that I had not too long ago.
I mean, I was thinking of like the various dreams where you die and you wake up right before you die. Imagine that, just like how many times you've potentially died in different universes.
Right.
I had a dream where I had a foot race with a raptor.
What could happen?
Pretty sweet, right?
Somewhere.
Yeah, that's the Jurassic Park / World multiverse.
That's a fun one. I've yet to do that one yet.
That's the stuff that could happen still. Like, we could, I mean, essentially find the right bone of a dinosaur and we could have Jurassic Park.
Dino DNA.
Exactly. So where do we want to go with this conversation? Actually, before we go into anything, and even before we go into socials, Trevor, I know that you saw the movie, and I know you have yourself a review for the fans at home.
I feel like if you're an OG fan, you remember Trevor's spoiler-free movie reviews, which I don't think have been done for like 2 years.
20 years at least.
20 years for sure.
It's easily in the multiverse somewhere.
And so we're bringing it back with Everything Everywhere All at Once. We talked about Doctor Strange 2 last week, and this movie maybe not everyone has seen, so I'm not going to spoil it, but the main kind of emphasis is go see this movie. So Doctor Strange, as a comparison, is a movie that kind of dips its toe in the water of the multiverse, where Everything Everywhere All at Once literally cannonballed into the ocean of the multiverse, just as a comparison of going into what they do. And this movie was surprisingly funny. I did not expect it to be hilarious at multiple different times. And they really they make it absurd, the idea of how to like kind of get between multiverses and all the different things that can be possible. But it gets to the point of what really emphasizes what a multiverse can be and how many different scenarios and existences and everything could potentially happen. Like the most absurd thing you can think of is a different universe, and the main characters do an amazing job of acting to kind of portray their different selves and their different versions, and even kind of taking it in, because there's elements of the Matrix kind of combined with the dream walking of Doctor Strange, combined with just the absurdity of Everything Everywhere All at Once. Literally, do yourself a favor and see this movie. It's definitely high concept. You have to go into the idea that, okay, there's literally a universe where I could potentially have hot dogs as fingers. And that could be a universe. There could be a universe devoid of life and you're just a rock. But all universes are possible, and they depict it in hilarious fashion while still getting to the crux of having a very meaningful, emotional message, because the main idea, if the multiverse exists, it means that you don't really need to feel anything just because it all is here. It all happens. There's nothing to necessarily be traumatic
Worried
or
about,
anything
right.
because
Okay.
it doesn't matter. There's in the grand it's Doctor Strange line. In the grand calculus of the multiverse, your death means very little. And it's because there's all these other different variations. Everything plays out. And to go and flip that on its head to be like, still the things that you experience are worth it. That's kind of the core of the movie. That's what the
Nice.
fight of the film is. So yeah,
Well, it sounds
see it if
exciting.
you can.
I've heard nothing but great things about this film. I mean, people are raving about it, so I definitely want to check it out before it leaves theaters again. So I think it left it once and it came back because of popularity. Like word of mouth was so
Yeah.
strong. So yeah,
I mean,
I'll be
it's
checking
funny
that out for
when
sure.
I saw it with Michelle. When I left the theater, I was like, that's one of the best movies I've ever seen because it's my jam.
that's what I've been
in
hearing.
terms of
Wow.
like script writing or acting or cinematography, that's debatable. But
Nice.
just in terms of the movies that I like, it
Right.
nailed every single aspect of it.
Awesome. Yeah, it sounds like fun.
So this isn't like on Netflix or anything like that or Amazon.
No. Well, at least not yet. It might be eventually.
For
but
now,
no, this is an A24
it's a theatrical last for now. Is a super A24 indie film, and yeah.
Yeah. And if you watch A24, there's a weird film, so buckle up.
Well, and that was the weird thing is like I remember seeing just tons of commercials on like sponsored ads on like Instagram stories and Instagram, Facebook, all of them just pump that movie like crazy. For some reason, my phone just blows up with that movie, and I was like, "Well, this must be some new Netflix movie or something like that." And I didn't even think twice. And you know what? Maybe in another universe, it's on Netflix.
Maybe.
Interestingly enough, I guess Jackie Chan was asked to do the movie, and he turned it down, and it would change the entire film because the film is a mother-daughter relationship. They obviously wrote it originally for a father-daughter, father-son relationship. So it changes that whole dynamic and just a multiverse of the film's construction itself.
Interesting. So we could have a Jackie Chan version out there somewhere.
Oh my goodness. That's so neat though. That's what makes this conversation fun is like silly little things like that. Just the minute change. Like if they had a different director, it could have changed the whole trajectory of that movie to where nobody would even want to see it or even care.
Or say it does get a big, studio behind it. It maybe changes how absurd and how much they kind of go. They go all in and just really go crazy. If there was a big studio that pumped a lot of money into it, maybe they have to make it more
dialed back,
friendly to as wide of an audience as possible.
Yeah.
That's why we have director's cuts. Director's cuts are just the multiverse of the movie that we've seen.
True.
With the same outcome. Always the same outcome, right?
Not always. There's a few director's cuts out there that do change the tone of the film completely.
Still waiting for that Titanic or Passion of the Christ director's cut. Man.
I'm like, what else would happen in Titanic? They all survived. Okay.
Oh, good stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, so this is really cool because I feel like I've kind of always thought about multiverses in like just as a person who loves the thought of time travel and loves the thought of like just weird stuff like this. I'm glad that now this type of stuff is becoming a little bit more mainstream. Because before it was like to do a multiverse thing, you had to do a time travel thing. So you had to go back in time, change something, and now you're in a different version of the future. Like Back to the Future 2 or what, there's so many different movies that are like that.
Right. Correct.
And now they're really like studios and the movies out there are really leaning hard on doing actual multiverses, like going into cartoon lands and going into all this other stuff. It's just so cool and fun to finally see this stuff actually coming to light. And I think one of the big things for me was What If, the movie What If, or the TV show of Marvel's What If.
Yeah.
That was wonderful because I think that, and the Spider-Man multiverse too, opening up those doors to where mainstream audiences are now more accepting of a multiverse.
Yes. Yeah, Spider-Verse really helped, I think. Because it was
Yeah,
so
I was
well
going to
done,
say,
too.
if it wasn't something like Spider-Verse, do you think multiverses would be where we are?
I don't know.
Like, the weird thing about Spider-Verse is its opening weekend it only made $38 million, and it's a much more word of mouth type of movie than like a big, like, I think live action's always going to do better unless it's a Disney animated movie in terms of like that type of ideas. But I mean, Rick and Morty, I don't know, like, because the Spider-Verse comics, it's one thing. Marvel doing What If comics, it's different to see it actually on the big screen, like to go to the TV
Yeah.
and then actually see it in the movie theater. That's when it, okay, now kind of accepting the ideas of it.
Right.
Right.
Well,
But it
and
has to
that's
be well done too. You can't just be
Right.
like, oh, look, we're in a paint world. There has to be a story context to why the multiverse
Yeah, then you're like,
matters.
well, I don't care. Yeah, like, yeah, I'm in MS Paint now. Cool.
MS Paint. What?
I don't know. I'm being silly. MS Paint world. That'd be fun. This is poorly drawn images everywhere. Everyone's just
I'm in this
stickers and stuff.
Adobe. Oh,
Yeah.
never mind.
see?
Sorry, I was trying to go with a Photoshop thing, but yeah, it didn't
I
work
like
out.
it. It's
Yeah,
all right. It's good.
yeah. Maybe in the multiverse, someone's laughing out there.
We
And
There's a
hope so.
multiverse where
damn it.
bad jokes work instead of good
Oh,
Where though? Where's that universe?
Frog would
What am I
succeed.
doing?
What's the deal with this universe?
Right? Man.
Oh, that's a really bad
jokes.
Jerry. Jerry,
Yes.
it's gold.
Wait, there's Bizarro Jerry. So in Jerry Seinfeld, there's the Bizarro versions of themselves on that show.
Oh my!
If you remember that episode.
Yes.
So even they did the
Isn't
multiverse.
it like Elaine's new friends or something like that?
Yes.
And
They're like they got like weird like stunt double lookalikes. It's really
oh,
weird.
I love that.
I mean,
Oh,
that's like the evil Star Trek episodes where everybody just has
Yep.
a goatee.
a goatee.
Exactly.
That's how you know. So Prog's, I guess, different version would be non-goateed Prog.
Yep. You look weird. You probably look like Paul Dano. Is who my person would look like. Not a good look. I don't know.
Oh wow, that is cool. I totally forgot about that Seinfeld episode.
Yeah, sorry. I just you mentioned Jerry Seinfeld. And I had to go there. It just hit me. I was like, oh yeah, I remember that episode.
Well, and I know that we didn't really want to make this. Oh, you know what? Before we go any farther, let's do a couple
Let's do that.
socials. We're already
Yeah.
almost 20 minutes deep into this one. Go check us out over on crossthestreamsmedia.com. You'll find the secondary heroes. And over there, I do feel bad. I know that we got a voicemail and it was for Multiverse of Madness. I may just put it on our social media so people can hear it there.
Do it.
I believe it was from our good friend Comic Zombie. So thank you, Comic Zombie. In the multiverse, he's just a comic book reader. He's not even a zombie. He's a undead. Is that what it is? Undead? Anyways, go over to Cross the Streams Media. Leave us a voicemail. I'm trying to think of weird things, man. This is a weird episode right now so far. You can leave us a voicemail. You can check out all of our episodes. You can find all of our social medias over there. You can see all of our videos from YouTube over there as well. If you want to bypass that, you can go to all of those social medias from Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and FriendFace, and all of that stuff. I don't know. Yeah,
Nice,
I know. That's a
nice, I
totally
like it.
that's a
I like it.
multiverse thing if you watch IT Crowd. And we are at Secondary Heroes everywhere. Also, make sure to go over to YouTube, like and subscribe all of those videos because it really helps the algorithm. Honestly, a like is just a click away. It's not that bad. And if you don't like what you're listening to, share us with your enemies because that'll really get at them. Because, yeah, who wants to really listen to us except for you, our loyal listeners? Thanks, guys. All this is free for you and it's priceless to us.
Awesome.
Wow, I went down a weird rabbit hole in that one.
Yes, you did.
Now we'll each pick one fandom and talk about a multiverse within that fandom.
Oh, I can't wait. This is gonna be fun.
Oh,
We're gonna be goofy and fun this episode, and I can't wait.
This is going to be a tough one on my end because I
You'll
can't
be
comprehend
fine.
a lot of it. Okay.
You'll be fine. Who wants to go first? So, Trevor, do you want to kick us off with an idea, or do you want me to go? Okay.
No, I can go because this one's relatively easy because it's a big fandom and so people kind of understand the story. And so I was gonna go with Harry Potter just because there's a lot of lore around Harry Potter.
Of course.
And we did what if about it. I mean, there's easy what ifs. What if Harry went to Slytherin? What if Hermione was actually the chosen one? What if Harry was female? There's all different versions based on that. But I'm thinking more a different type of universe. And I was thinking more along the lines of what if the magical people didn't hide themselves from the muggles? What if they had the whole Grindelwald idea where regular people and magical, we're not, hiding behind any masks of anything. It's
Mhm.
all the same world to us, and it creates this whole tiered system within society where there's the people who have magic and the people who don't, and the people who don't can only do so much to people with magic. And it would be a much darker timeline because then it makes the whole question, does Voldemort even have a rise? Is there any point to Harry? Because magical people already got what they wanted. They don't need to have this uprising. And so it's a whole interesting idea of how far do those magical people then go once they already have, like, do they become lackadaisical? Is it almost the Onward type of storyline where magic loses its value as humans come up with more and more
Good
technology?
callback.
It's a whole kind of distinction of world and progression of said world.
It almost makes Harry kind of mundane in that world, because his parents
Yeah.
probably wouldn't be killed, so he'd just be a regular kid, in the suburbs, doing
His parents
whatever.
would be fine, and he would,
Stroking
he'd
his
be a
wand, I don't
magical
know.
kid, but he'd be just like all the other magical kids.
Yeah, not special, Harry. Sorry.
Yeah.
Harry,
Because
take
if
out
everyone's
the trash.
special, no one is.
Trashy to moosties.
And he's sitting there dreaming about living under a cupboard. He's like, yeah, this is terrible. I wouldn't want to live under a cupboard. So or
Weird.
under the cupboard under the stairs. So yeah.
And I like that you brought up Onward with that because I mean, magic did kind of lose its flavor with that, and everything just becomes mundane. It just becomes a
it won't be
boring story.
extravagant, right? You won't have these like grand robes and schools and all sorts of ministries of magic, and it'll just be whatever. It'd be a tier system and whatever. Yeah, it wouldn't be much.
It'd be like how we are now, except that we would have
Well, it'd be magic, but yeah.
House of Magic. House of Magic would be a little bit different. Look at the cards. Pick a card, any card.
Why am I thinking of a show? And I'm not going to be able to remember it, but I thought there was a show that was kind of like that, where magic was kind of mundane, but also like something that was kind of hidden. And it didn't last. I think it was only it only lasted a couple episodes, so it never quite made it into the fandom. It was kind of like Heroes, and it was terrible, but it was that kind of same idea where a lot of these people had, knew they were magic users, and it wasn't really anything fancy. It was like, oh, you do that magic thing. Okay. So, I can see. Yeah, that wouldn't be quite as fantastical. So that would be interesting.
That now brings up like a whole other thing too. Like, I mean, let's say, because you could almost turn the same exact story, like for instance, X-Men.
I was thinking X-Men too, because it's the same kids with special abilities thing.
Yeah, it's just the same thing, because now it just becomes a mundane thing where everybody now has a power.
And then Magneto has no fight because, say the mutation gene comes and it's widespread, it's quicker adoption, and now he doesn't have to fight for mutant rights.
He doesn't have to fight for mutant rights, but maybe he fights for racism and stuff like that. Because
I wonder if there's an equal opposite person who then fights for human rights against the mutants, because say the mutants were like 85% of the population or something.
Yeah, because they're the minority now.
Yeah.
Yeah, who would that be? Huh.
And then one sad thing that's quite alarming. I was watching a commercial and they were talking about microplastics, and that's here in our universe. And they were saying that microplastics could potentially lead to genetic mutations. And I'm like, this is how we get to X-Men. Literally, microplastics are going to be how we get to X-Men.
I mean, we won't have superpowers, but we'll look weird.
Our skin will be super melty, but
great, just pull it off.
I don't want my cheek today.
I don't feel like having my ear. Let me just kind of goop that off.
Yeah.
I'll put that back over here on my forehead. can hear from my third eye. That would
Unreal.
be fun.
Um,
But I really like that concept. The reverse of that is pretty fascinating because what kind of fight do the humans really have against all these mutants with powers in the minority? They really are a minority at that point.
Because then what are you just going to do? Keep with your like guns and bombs and stuff? I mean,
Yeah.
we know that's not going to work against certain types of mutants.
Yeah, like you would almost wonder, like, would they become like a minor slave class of some kind? Like you
Yeah, would
didn't
it
know
be
what to
like
do with them.
a magic world type of thing? Like, again, because it's different where like having magic, I think, could be supplanted by technology, but I don't think
Mm.
at least the extravagant mutant powers in X-Men universe can be supplanted by technology.
Right. Yeah, probably not. There's no
Because
way.
like Stryker tries to do that, and he still is going to take advantage of using his son's mutant powers.
Yeah, it's the same thing. He's not using his human abilities. He's using his son's mutant abilities to do the same thing. So yeah,
it's
maybe
amazing
there
how
is
we
no
went
way.
from mundane Harry Potter to now mutants are actually kind of cool.
Magical people and mutants aren't that different of people.
Nope.
Yeah.
They can just do
What is
something a little
magic?
different. But
That
at
is
least,
true.
okay, so the different part though with that, like for instance, the mutants is, at least with the mutants, people are different. Like you've got winged mutants, you've got magical mutants, you've
Or
got
like blue skin guy, yeah, he stands out.
blue skin guy. With the wizards, it's like, okay,
You
you got a
wouldn't
bunch
That's
of
notice.
true.
kids with a stick,
Yeah.
and he's like, I'm gonna blind you with this light.
I love Alex's Harry Potter knowledge. It's like a Wikipedia.
I'll blind you with this light. Okay. I remember that scene
Illuminate.
very well. Yes.
Did you guys know? Check this out. Did you know that if you do the illuminate, it turns on your oh well, if I keep talking, it's not gonna do it. But if you do the little spell to your phone, it turns on your
Yeah.
flashlight. I thought that was pretty cool.
I think
Someone
I
showed me
remember
that the
that. I
other
just never used that function.
Nor would I ever. I could literally press the button.
But it's fun.
But in the multiverse, maybe.
Yes.
I mean, there's infinite amount there. Prague, do you have something for us?
I feel like mine probably won't be as fun as your guys' is because mine's about horror. But I always like the idea, and I'm
Ugh.
tying this back into the multiverse of madness. So in the multiverse of madness, we talked about this last week, the concept of dream walking into different realities. And a series that I love a lot deals with dreams a lot. And that is the Haunting of series. So the Haunting of Hill House and the Haunting of Bligh Manor. I'll do my best not to spoil too much because I do think that people should go watch those series. I think they're very well made.
Come on, Prague.
But there is this whole idea of like, is dreams reality? What are dreams? You know, and dreams come into play a lot in both those series in different ways. So I thought it'd be fun if since the same actors are in
That's
both
what I was gonna
series.
say, yeah.
There's your multiverse. You have
Yeah,
the
it's
same characters
actors as different people.
Exactly. But they're like opposite personality types and different accents. But the central figure could be the house. Like, yes, they're two different houses, but really they're kind of the same haunted house idea. And then you have the main character, one of the main characters, Liv, who's the mother in the Haunting of series. And she's constantly kind of like going in and out of dream states. And she could be like kind of the Scarlet Witch of this universe. She's always looking for her twins, just like Wanda. Where are my twins? Where are the kids? Where are the twins? So
The
you have that
elevator
already.
Sorry.
Right. I don't know what that
Inside
means. But
there's gonna be like two people out there going,
that
I know what
Alex.
you're doing. I know what
That
you're doing.
elevator. Anyways, so she would be like the Scarlet Witch who kind of goes crazy. The Darkhold could be Poppy, who is the crazy lady in the series, the main bad guy, I guess you can say, who's kind of using her. And they can maybe traverse this multiscape. And I did kind of want to tie this into more Flanagan stuff by talking about Doctor Sleep, because you do have characters in that have the shine. So using the shine, maybe that, Abra Stone could be like the Professor X, who is constantly trying to find all these different characters in the universes and trying to stop the bad ones from, disrupting things. But I think having that horror aspect would be so much fun because it worked, I think, really well in the Multiverse of Madness. If you had these big haunted houses and What are the ghosts really after? Are they really after trying to possess people or kill people or what in all these different universes? And what if they got out? What if one of them was able to trap the souls of all the individuals? So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about.
And then you bring in 13 Ghosts with Matthew Lillard, and he's like, "Oh,
I
I can
love Matthew
see him
Lillard.
without the glasses." But then,
see, exactly, he'll be that guy. I can see all of them, man. Oh man, I love that guy so much.
A multiverse where he plays every character at all times for everything.
Yes. This is Matthew Lillard the whole time, every character.
Him and Nick Cage do everything.
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
Whoa.
Yes. But I did want to mention too, even though that was a fun idea, I think the Umbrella Academy seems to be hinting at this idea coming up for their next season, because the big tease last season. The next season will possibly be a multiverse, because the tease at the end of last season was that there was this whole other academy, the Sparrow Academy. So there were some that looked like same members, but there was a bunch of new members too, but it was still the same dad
but they all have
the whole
goatees.
X-Men connection too.
Yeah, very X-Men though.
Umbrella Academy X-Men. It's
yeah.
that.
It's kind of the same thing.
No, I was more picked up on the idea that you mentioned Dr. Sleep, and then I was thinking of The Shining, and then I was thinking of the twins in The Shining, and it's all the same set.
All twins. Yes, twins.
There's just
it's
an
always
obsession
about
with twins, and you can extrapolate it to all kinds of horror. Like you could just start piecing in every bit of horror. Like there's all like this main entity that kind of setting out these different like demons to whatever the case. All the different horror characters, they're all demons of this one overlord in all these different universes.
Yeah,
like they need to grab particular souls.
Yeah, Freddy Krueger is the America Chavez of this horror universe. He's the one that doesn't exist in everyone. He jumps between dreams and dreams and tries to collect them all.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I like it.
We're literally we just wrote a movie.
It's really good. See? I would love a horror multiverse where
I would too.
All of them.
They just kill everybody everywhere, man.
There's just this big demon that's sending all these like minions out, and all the minions are the big bads that we know from all these different movies.
Oh my god, that'd be fantastic.
All those kids that just randomly go to like some lake house and get killed, they're very particular souls that are needed. There's a reason how come it's always kids, but it's because they're a particular soul type that they need.
Oh my god.
There's your multiverse right there. Yes.
Because they're all killing the same kids.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got the multiverse where it just keeps getting screwed up every time, and it's the Dale and Tucker versus Evil multiverse.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Okay. Where the kids still die, but not to the hands of something evil.
Yeah, they could like try to find their alternate selves in these dimensions. Like, what happens to you? It's like, well, I died. That's why I'm a ghost.
Into the whole Final Destination thing too, where maybe you died in a different multiverse, and so it still has to kill you. Like when they see the vision of the log truck falls, that's just a different multiverse.
That's all it is. Yeah, they've already died somewhere else. It's already happened. It's inevitable. So you're gonna die somewhere else at some point in some horrible way. It'll be fantastic.
Oh my god.
Can't wait for it.
This is good stuff.
Wow. I wasn't expecting this conversation to be. Mine is not going to be as good as any of y'all's. So.
Yours will be fine.
No, mine will not. Let's just continue on with this horror thing for the next, let's say, 15 minutes. Because
no, we need to do some of your stuff too.
No, because mine. I was trying to think of like weird things, and I know that like when I started. The way that I do anything is I start with my obvious ones. I started with Back to the Future. Back to the Future already has a multiverse. They've got the whole time travel thing, and then they even have a cartoon. So I mean, right there, they've got a whole cartoon multiverse. Then I was like, well, what about the Power Rangers? But the Power Rangers also have a multiverse called the Shattered Grid, where the White Ranger becomes a bad guy. And I'm like, damn, man, that's a good one too. Actually, by the way, if you haven't read Shattered Grid, I wish they would make this a movie. Fantastic Power Rangers story.
Someday they might. Never say never.
And then I was thinking Ninja Turtles. But Ninja Turtles also did a multiverse thing with the Power Rangers, and Ninja Turtles became Power Rangers, which is bonkers. Now, I know that, Prague, you had mentioned, that's just a crossover thing.
It's a crossover thing.
Crossover thing. But what if, let's say the Ninja Turtles it was like a horror type of thing. Like the
Okay.
Ninja Turtles weren't raised by
Like those Michael
Splinter.
Bay movies.
Oh.
I
Thank
mean,
you, ladies and gentlemen. We are done.
That's horror. Yes. That's scary for a different
Adios,
reason.
y'all. But that's what I mean. It's like
Fantastic.
I like to go through my fandoms and I like to think of different things, but at the end of the day, it's almost like, well, then I'm just thinking of a different way to make the movies, like turning the Ninja Turtles into a horror movie, or turning them into evil and making them bad somehow, or making the actual Leonardo, Michelangelo, Da Vinci, all these guys into actual ninjas. Let's say they were actual ninjas around the world and they would group up sometimes together to fight some stuff. See, this is why I probably shouldn't have gone last, because mine is just so bonkers and weird.
I like it. Well, I do like your Ninja Turtles as like in the horror realmscape, because when I was a kid and the Ninja Turtles were out, I think I was probably like 9 or 10. I loved drawing the Ninja Turtles, probably like most kids that age. Love drawing them, but I always drew them like chopping each other's heads off and like stabbing each other and like brutally murdering each other. And it was fantastic. I have the artwork here still, in pages of them with like, you know, samurai swords with like their head on a stake and all sorts of gruesome, gory stuff. And it was so much fun, man. It was just the Ninja Turtles versus each other, and it was a blast. So I would love a Ninja Turtle multiverse where this all, just the evil versions of themselves for some reason. Like maybe they got like frenzied by like some crazy demon witch or something, and you know, that was
I just realized the
Yeah.
Ninja Turtles have so many different renditions of themselves that it does turn into a whole multiverse on itself. Like they had a whole series where they were cave turtles, like cave
I remember
people.
this now.
Like, you know what I mean? And then they had a whole like futuristic Ninja Turtles. So yeah, that totally doesn't work anymore because they've got 1,000 different Ninja Turtle multiverses.
It's still
already.
fun to think.
I know it is fun. I wish
I just like the idea of the actual artist like having to train for some reason. Like, what? I'm an artist. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I like sitting by the beach and painting vistas and painting churches and stuff. Like, I don't want to fight. Like, you have to. It's for the sake of the world.
Or the
like these old men trying to train how to fight like ninjas.
Well, who said that they were old men?
Do you think young? Sure.
We have the depiction of Leonardo da Vinci when he's old, so Prague instantly just that's the only that he was just born like that.
I know. I'm just like,
but
it'll be funny.
But whenever I think of him, like I think of Assassin's Creed when Ezio goes and meets Leonardo da Vinci, and he's like he's a young, ambitious inventor type of thing.
And he can invent all the gadgets that he can kill people with.
Whoa, he could have been the Donatello, and Donatello could be the Leonardo, and Leonardo could be
Yes, and that what happens, they go meet them in the multiverse crossover event. They're like, "What? Why do you do my thing?" And
whoa, why are you a turtle?
Right. Well, I don't think they would talk like that, but yes.
Why are you me but a turtle?
Sure.
And then I like they speak Italian and the turtles are speaking English and they don't understand anything.
Yeah, they're like, no, they have no idea they're talking the whole time.
Grazie. Prego.
Yes.
Chef Boyardee.
Like, we're talking about food and you're talking about killing people. We don't know. We're just having two separate conversations. It's a lot of fun.
Oh no, dude! If you sent a live walking, talking turtle to someone in the Renaissance era,
oh yeah, man,
I think there'd be some freakouts.
There'd be a lot of freakouts.
Do you think there might be freakouts today? I like that it was because it was the Renaissance era.
Today. Oh, right.
I don't think so. And think about it. I think people are so used to seeing certain things. Like, I mean, come on. So I live in San Diego. Okay. We have. You go to the beach out here, and there's a lot of furries. Furries is a thing, man, where people are walking around as giant walking. Yeah. Who says that we don't know that it's a costume? We see a giant turtle walking around. I could immediately think that's a costume. And then I learn, oh, wow, you're really a turtle? That's bonkers. I'm not going to immediately freak out.
So do you think we're grooming children today to be multiversalists? Is that what we're doing?
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
I think we are.
I think we're doing it.
take this to the Supreme Court. And
Do
Do
fight
you guys
this.
really? Go ahead.
No, I'm not going to say what I was going to say.
Why not?
Your thoughts speak so many more words.
No, it's better this way. We can use our imagination to think about what Trevor was going to say.
I
Much
What
said it in a
more
side are
different
you actually
universe.
on, Trevor?
Sorry, what were you going to say, Trevor? He talked over you.
I did.
I wanted to hear it.
All I said
Oh,
was
yeah.
that I said it in a different universe.
Oh, that's clever. I like that. All right. Anyway.
But,
All right, what other
do you guys
universes?
do you guys really think that we would probably freak out? Like if it was
Yes.
during the daytime,
Have you
and
seen
you're
Men in Black where he's like, a person is smart, people are stupid and irrational, and that is 100% true.
Yeah, have you not seen all those like videos on YouTube of like fake mermaids washing up on beaches and stuff? Like people just freak out about them. Like, what? Are you what?
okay,
People freak out going to
people
other
freak-
countries.
Yeah, exactly.
No, people freak out when they mix a powder into their drink and it turns blue.
See? Exactly.
People are stupid. People
Exactly.
are very dumb.
So now
Alex,
you're
that's
getting
the
it,
point.
Alex.
A walking,
I get
talking
that.
turtle. We would cease to exist.
Watch
Yeah,
enough
I would just, like,
TikToks
nope
of
out.
people freaking out for no reason. No, I do think if oh god, I don't think
you
I
would.
don't think I would freak out.
think
I don't think I would.
You keep
That's
saying
me.
I.
Yes, I know.
talking
I know.
about
people
people.
might. People might.
Mhm.
But what if it
People
like
might.
okay, think of the movie Sector 9. This alien spaceship comes down and these bug
District 9?
creatures.
There we go,
District
I'm
9,
tracking.
sorry. Sector
I was
9?
like, I'm trying to think.
District
Sector
9,
9 is
yeah.
a different movie in a different universe where it's kind of the same, but
kind
they're
of
not
the same
shrimp
thing.
people. They're kind of like squid people. It's almost
But
the
it's
same movie.
opposite. No, it's us going to another planet and then we
Humans
get trapped.
going
Wait a
to a
second, that's
shrimp
already
planet.
happened. Hold on.
Oh,
Yeah.
wild.
Anyway,
Oh, that's just a sequel. That's all that is.
Sector 9.
what were you gonna say, Alex? Sorry, we interrupted your thought process.
Dude, I have no idea. But okay, but here's the okay. This is what I'm getting at. Yes, now it came back to me. We got used to shrimp people. We got used to a
Mhm.
giant spaceship with shrimp people, and we created a colony for shrimp people, and it was the norm. You don't
Within
think
the
that
context of that film, which is a fictional telling. Like,
In
seriously,
real life.
Alex, think of it like this. Could you imagine if Thor came and just all the like different pundits we have on different TV shows and stuff would become and vilify him regardless of anything else? Same thing like with Superman, the whole idea of anything. We know how people would react.
Mm-hmm.
No, I know. Ugh, I know.
We don't
It
like
just-
something we don't know, you know.
I know. That's why I'm like, I'm so
Nature.
upset that we don't have aliens. We know there's aliens, but I don't know.
No, we don't.
Whatever.
What are we talking about?
Beep, bop, beep, bloop, bloop.
I don't know anything about aliens.
Like, I mean, for real, like, I get what you're saying. Yeah, okay. Oh, whatever. Move on.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine if your doppelganger came up to you and talked to you? Would that freak you
No.
out? Because at all? Even if they talk nothing
I
like
can't
you, like
imagine
maybe.
it. that
can't
was the
imagine
part that I said no
Okay.
to.
Okay.
Okay, this happened to me yesterday.
Yeah.
I was in Del Mar walking back to my car from this is totally bizarre. Walking back to my car, and this guy was walking on the sidewalk towards me, and he was holding his daughter's hand, whatever, normal. This guy, I could have swore was my old roommate. I literally looked at him and I said,
As I thought
I said,
it was gonna be.
Alan, dude, Alan.
Alan.
Oh my
Alan.
God, Alan! No,
Sorry.
his name is actually Alan, and the guy's like, I don't know who you're talking about. I'm like, dude, it's Alex.
Dude,
I'm your
that
old. We
dude.
lived together for like 3 years. And he's like,
that's hilarious.
sorry, man. Literally, so my roommate was from Trinidad. Had a accent from Trinidad. This
Yeah.
guy also had a. I'm not going to say it was a Trinidad accent, but it was kind of an English accent. But the fact that he looked to the T like my roommate, I mean, was this a multiverse thing happening where this guy just so happened to be in our universe, or maybe my roommate Alan is from a different universe and didn't have a daughter or something? Because I was freaking. I was like, dude, wow, this is awesome. And nope, wasn't even him.
No, I had a similar experience a few years back, and I ran into who I thought was an old teacher of mine. Looked just like him, same mannerisms. He was even at my old school. That's what really made me convinced, because I went to go see my nephew play at my old school, and he was there. And I'm like, this must be him. So I walked right up to this guy. I'm like, hey, Mr. So-and-so. And he's like, like looked at me all weird, like, I don't know who you're talking about. I'm like,
hey, old man, back off.
So I just walked away.
He was talking to you, Prog. Hey,
I know. I was older than him, ironically. It was really weird. Not too sure how that happened, but I don't know, dude. I'd freak out if I met my doppelganger from another dimension or universe, man. Like, I know I've had several people in my life tell me that there's a guy in Santa Cruz named Dan who looks and talks just like me. And they're like, Dan? Oh, don't you live in Santa Cruz? And I'm like, no. I'm like, I've never lived in Santa Cruz in my life. Like, oh, there's a guy out there. But this has happened with separate people that don't know each other over the course of many years. So there's some guy named Dan in Santa Cruz. Looks like me.
So now we're just getting into the conversation of doppelgangers.
Yes, which are creepy and fun. But that's the idea of the multiverse, right? That is technically like almost like a doppelganger. I mean, a doppelganger is pretty evil, but it's
wait, doppelgangers are supposed to be evil?
Oh yeah, they're not good. That's bad. If you become
your doppelganger,
you're dead.
You're the evil one.
Yeah,
what is maybe? Oh, I mean, I'm definitely the evil one. I know that. So I want to find this guy and kill him and take over his life. So.
But what if in a different universe? What if being evil here is just the norm where they are? So it's almost like, you know what I mean? Like different universes, different things, man.
Oh yeah,
that was like that time you said you'd go back in the past and kill your former self just to see what would happen. Like, so I disappear on the spot.
I just want to know.
That was Frog that said that, because I definitely.
Yes, it was.
Now Frog just said that he'd like to kill his doppelganger
and take over his life. Like,
Frog is literally the evil
Frog
version.
is the evil Doctor Strange who's going around and killing Doctor Stranges.
Dude. Oh my god.
That's me. I can't have more of me running around. That's not healthy.
I was thinking of more of like when you said being your doppelganger, I thought of more of the America Chavez thing where I was completely unique and I don't exist in any other universe.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, maybe you are. Who knows? Who knows?
Oh my god. Well, I do want to give a quick shout out because to our buddy Tanner Hedges. I know that this has been out for a very long time, but he created a Bat Boy who is a Bat Boy baseball player. Talk about that right there. To have a vision of another universe right there and create this fella. Hey. Yeah, I don't call it creativity anymore.
Actual Bat Boy.
I'm calling that just seeing a different universe, man. You're bringing it to us.
What if that whole universe was a bunch of animals as different types of people? So in that universe, if you're a type of animal, you become a type of thing, you know?
Well, isn't that just Zootopia?
Yeah, I guess so.
Or Madagascar. Or Cars. Oh my god, whatever. Cars is a different universe. That's a multiverse I don't want to be a part of.
No, that's creepy. No,
I don't want to be a part of most multiverses.
Well, I don't want to be a part of most Disney multiverses because humans really get the short stick on a lot of them. Like, for instance, imagine being in Toy Story universe where your toys come alive. Oh, no, thank you.
That'd be kind of weird, yeah. I don't know if
that'd
I would
be
mind
kind
that,
of weird.
I don't know.
Trevor has a gigantic collection of toys. They could literally do, what is it? Not Paul Revere. What is the old book? Gulliver's Island. His toys could come alive, and Gulliver's Island, Trevor, right now, if we were in that universe.
No, you just smack them. Just get out of here.
What if you befriend them?
Or you can befriend them before they kill you.
Yeah. Like Woody and Buzz love Andy for no reason.
You know what? Look, I never take him out of the package. He hates me right now. Let me breathe. I need out of this package.
That's messed up, dude. That's messed up, man.
That's what I'm talking about, man.
It's gonna freaking kill you. someday.
That's why I've got all my Ninja Turtles out of packages. They'll protect
Good.
me with their little plastic swords.
All right. Just making sure. Because there could be a universe out there where the Ninja Turtles are literally just plastic toys that come to life. So
I
there's that
would
too.
absolutely love that universe. Oh my god.
It's
Yeah,
the
like
Toy
toy
Story
soldiers.
universe.
Toy
Yeah.
The Toy
Soldiers.
Story universe just has the plastic toy Ninja Turtles.
Okay, I'm all in. Never mind. I take that back. Now I'm all in on it.
Now you're good to go. All right.
I don't know. It still would be creepy. Toys coming to life is kind of weird.
I think
Like
it's the whole
dolls.
Chucky creepy thing.
Chucky, but Chucky I never found creepy.
Annabelle's pretty creepy.
Annabelle's pretty creepy. You
The
got me
original
there.
Annabelle, the actual Annabelle in real life is really creepy. Holy crap. It's like a Raggedy Ann doll. Ugh.
Wow, you just said real life. So Prague again.
Oh, that's right. Dang it.
The idea that they're all happening simultaneously, everything would be real life.
That's right. I keep forgetting.
We're just a particular Earth. We can give us a special number designation, but
What number would we be?
I don't know why we would have such a low number that Marvel gave us. What are we? 616?
616. Well,
There's
that's
like
the
an
MCU universe, but yes.
infinite number of Earths out there, and we just so happen to be number 616.
well, there's an inherent bias of when you're counting. Wouldn't we be Earth 1 if you're counting?
If you
We would
start here, yeah, I guess you're
We'd
right.
have to figure it out here.
Oh,
That sounds
my
more
goodness.
like a DC Comics thing. They do the whole Earth.
Then
Zero,
they
Earth
would.
One
Then
stuff.
other Earths start coming here, and they go, "No, dude, we're Earth 1. What are you
Dude,
talking about?
You guys
You're
are like
Earth
256,000. What?
Yeah.
983.
We're the center of the multiverse. You didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I
That
do
would
want
be
to know
scary,
for
too.
listeners, our listeners out there, I want to know if you met your doppelganger, would you kill them?
No,
Just wanna
I
know.
think me and mine
Would you be
buds.
able to kill them?
Oh
yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. I'm
Different
messed
version.
up here, dude.
I don't
Yeah,
know,
you
man.
are. I'm
Uh,
creeped out by you, Prague.
Would your doppelganger be similar in style?
I should twirl my
the goat-
mustache.
It's the goatee.
No,
Similar
I
in
wonder.
style.
Like,
Yeah,
would
but-
your doppelganger be the opposite of you? Like, say you were short, would your doppelganger be tall? If you
Sure.
were like
But
a
then
big
they wouldn't be a
bodybuilder guy,
doppelganger.
would they be a thin guy? Like, you know what I mean?
Well, you mean like more your multiverse character in a way.
No, I mean your doppelganger. Is your doppelganger identical to you? Just a
It
different
should be
personality?
identical. Yeah,
Yeah,
it should be identical
identical.
with different personality. That's what's creepy about them. Like you look
So-
at like a mirror version of yourself.
That's the funny thing. I
No,
always think if I ever had to go back and meet my teenage self, I would probably hate
What?
me.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
no.
Yeah.
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 Do you agree? Your teenage
Yeah.
self.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So, another idea of the multiverse, do you think we're on the same time period?
See, that was one thing I was thinking of the whole time I was watching Multiverse of Madness was
Yeah.
is time linear across the
throughout,
multiverse?
yeah.
So that's why her twins were the same age, and that's why she was going through the same thing and living in the Westview house and et cetera, et cetera. This is all after Thanos, right? All these
Mhm.
stories take place after Thanos and all these different multiverses. So I think time itself stays the same, but the multiverse is what changes around time.
Yeah, you're not going to be like, oh, this one's 5
you
years
can't
ahead
travel
of
to the
this one's
past.
5
Yeah,
years
you
in the
can't.
past.
I don't think you could do that in the
Oh,
multiverse.
wow,
That's my guess.
That totally just that's a whole nother just peeling the onions back. This is another layer now, man, of space time, and
Mm-hmm.
it makes your brain hurt.
I don't know.
I don't know if you think about it, like
Well, it's
For
because the
real.
human brain's not designed to,
comprehend something like that.
or just withstand the idea of infinity. Your brain can't really wrap its idea around what infinity means.
Exactly. Like for instance, there's a video out there that does show that there is going to be an end to this universe. Everything's going to be swallowed up by black holes eventually. Every sun is going to die out and everything's going to cool down to nothing, and then there's going to be nothing. Everything's going to die eventually in this universe,
Yep.
which
Everything's eventual.
makes you almost think everything gets sucked into one thing, then it explodes into another big bang, and then we start all over again. That's our brains just comprehending that things just continue to happen.
Yep.
I mean, we can't fathom. We can't fathom.
Yeah, but time would be infinite, though, right?
I know.
Even if
Now I'm like,
existence isn't.
I mean, unless another Big Bang doesn't happen and everything just does end. But how does it end in a big black hole? Oh God, it's just bonkers.
It's gonna keep
Think
you up
about
tonight, Alex. Don't think about it.
No, I think about this stuff all the time. There is a great video on YouTube if you want to just. I think it's called like the end of the universe, and you just.
Yeah, I've seen videos like that.
It's
They
like a
creep me out.
time lapse. It's a time lapse from the beginning of time to the very end of time, and it shows like it's like quadrillion, billions, trillion, whatever.
We don't
years
have
away.
numbers to commute.
Yes, there is no number to really communicate how long it's going to take for this to eventual happen. That's why a lot of times I try not to stress out about things. I'm like,
yeah, man,
dude, at the end of the day, everything's gonna end. It doesn't matter.
Everything
Wow,
everywhere
this
all at
got
once.
dark.
Well, no, again, it's also everything everywhere all at once because it's the balance of, in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't mean anything because so much time is going to happen. But on the flip side, it's more what Wong said, that even through all of my different lives, I do not take for granted and I have gratitude through the trials and tribulations that I face.
Yes. There you go.
Wow. Amazing.
It's a delicate
I like
balance
that one.
of it's so big that I get overwhelmed and nothing matters, to it's so big and somehow my existence actually does happen within that grand combination of all the atoms bouncing around, because there's some really high unlikelihood of existence itself.
True.
Oh,
Very true.
So it depends on your day. It's kind of the half glass or the glass half full or half empty.
Yeah.
I try to keep mine pretty full.
There you go.
So, to everyone listening, what would you like to see a multiverse in? What fandom would you be like, oh man, imagine if they did this? Because it's more than just a crossover. It's more like, oh, look, Batman just showed up and he met Iron Man. They're like the same guy. It's more than that.
They're like the same guy.
So yeah, leave us a voicemail. And also, if you've seen Everything Everywhere All at Once, let us know. If you've not, go see it ASAP. You'll be amazed. It's outstanding. And
He's amazing.
we got some busy time coming up in May, or the end of May into June. There's a lot of stuff coming out because I guess during the pandemic, everyone's like, let's save everything up until people can go out. And they did. And now we got all kinds of stuff, even though a lot of the stuff is available at home. So there's this whole weird dichotomy distinction with that. I don't even know what that means. So we got a lot to talk about. Be sure to tune in next time. We hope you enjoyed. We'll talk to you later.
All right. Kill your doppelganger. Prog out.
Prague. Adios, y'all.